All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening, brought to you by Intercontinental Hotel in Miami, Florida. It's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man walks in with a record 4 wins, 1 loss. He's a mixed martial artist, weighed in 155.2 pounds. Fighting out of Havana, Cuba, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, aquí está Geralbert Wolverine Castillo. And across the cage, out of the red corner, this man walks in with a record 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He's a striker, weighed in 154.8 pounds. Fighting out of Sunrise, Florida, here is Landon, the Lone Wolf Quiñones. And when the action begins, your referee, Mike Cardoso.
Okay, gentlemen, we've been over rules in the locker room. I want you to protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck.
Here is the fighter breakdown. What do you think they need to do, Shorty?
Quiñones needs to stay active, but because of staying active, Castillo needs to keep it close and stay calm the entire time. Again, they're both at a grudge match, and I see the sponsor, Art is My Life. This guy makes phenomenal gear, has made all the gear for Titan FC, and even makes my own brand at the Team Shorty Foundation, which has been a huge help.
Do you like them as much as the vodka? That's saying a lot.
Well, they make my head feel the same.
There you go. Yeah. High praise from Shorty Torres. Quiñones in the black trunks. Starting off very, very aggressively. And Castillo in the white and black.
Excuse me, and I really do believe that whoever keeps the center of this cage is going to win the fight. They're both very active, but whoever's on their heel is going to be the one that loses this fight.
What we are probably going to see opposite stances, a lot of power punches, a lot of power kicks. Much easier to land when you're facing somebody, if you're orthodox and they're southpaw.
Landon seems a lot more relaxed, just kind of calm, throwing whatever he wants. Castillo seems like he might be forcing a couple of those strikes. He needs to catch Quiñones' rhythm and just stay calm and read what is coming next and then try to counter from there.
Castillo looking a little bit stiffer, but keeping that right hand glued. He respects the power of Quiñones.
This fight's very technical at the start. No one's trying to rush anything. Quiñones picking his shots. Again, you see those strikes, those are all pop shots. Nothing going too hard, but nice, more check right hook.
Both fighters trying to stay on balance. Quiñones taking the center of the cage, trying to be the aggressor. As we've seen throughout this night, that's the easiest thing for the judges to see is who's controlling the center, who's pushing the pace. So far, that's Quiñones.
The kick goes too high, and again, Castillo immediately straight in for that shot, going for the single, pushing Quiñones against the fence. A beautiful hand control by Quiñones.
Yeah, great defense. Can't lock hands. It's hard to get that takedown.
But the head control is there for Castillo. He's keeping the pressure at the chest, trying to push Quiñones against the fence. And beautiful uppercut. He knew he wasn't going to get it, so he goes, you know what? Let me make you think twice about something else.
Neither fighter hesitating to throw those power kicks. A little bit reckless by Castillo. They're rushing in, head down.
I was about to say, Quiñones seems nice and calm throughout that little scuffle. Now it's his turn to go for the shot. So you go, you know what, you didn't get yours, but I'm pretty sure I'll get mine.
Man, both fighters making weight well, but it looks like Quiñones right now the bigger guy.
Just overall, the more technically sound guy, he seems to have a little more control in this fight overall, emotion-wise. He seems calm, he seems relaxed, even with his back against the fence.
That's a tough thing to learn, but Quiñones so far not letting the moment get to him. Castillo still in that single leg position. Hands not locked, but head on the inside. Finally they break.
again, just going back and forth, putting the pressure on. Beautiful
Good straight left right to the body. Good body work so far tonight. We saw it in the Cleveland McLean fight. Beautiful job with the left hook to the liver. And good job changing levels with the straight left for Quiñones. Oh, takes a couple of shots. Castillo still willing to bull forward and throw combinations.
Beautiful jumping knee. Going for the head kick. Again, he's trying to mix it up, trying to stay active, because if you let Quiñones just do what he wants, that's when he opens up, and that's when he becomes really, really dangerous.
You don't want a bully to have confidence. Quiñones, he is a bully. He likes to be aggressive. He's the one going forward. That's when he's at his best.
That's the bad thing with Quiñones sometimes, is that he gets comfortable standing right in front of his opponent. Even though his opponent looks like he's going down, he has that looping overhand right, looping overhand left, and he's taking a couple shots. But overall, this round is back and forth.
Closing seconds of round one. Both fighters have had their moments, but Quiñones, as you said, Shorty, a bit more accurate, a bit more controlled.
That round was very close, but I do side with Quiñones on that one. He was a little more accurate, a little more controlled, and just overall threw more of the cleaner strikes. Castillo was a little wild in that round, but he needs to kind of calm himself back down, reassess the situation, and figure out why Quiñones is landing a little bit. And we see here in the replay, they just like to go back and forth, trying to stay at center, see who's going to take advantage of it. And they're both not afraid of a firefight. They're both literally attacking at the same exact time.
Well, replay brought to you by Titan Bullies. And it was Quiñones, kind of the bully in that round one.
Yeah, and you see the crisp boxing going head, body, coming back to the head, and none of them being big, explosive power punches where he's taking himself off balance and off the center.
Ready for round two. Landon Quiñones in the black trunks. Geralbert Castillo in the white and black from Cuba. It's Quiñones taking the center yet again.
And you hear the corner of Quiñones keep him against the cage, because they understand that Castillo's not the best going backwards, but when he starts to walk forward like that, he starts to land those strikes, even if they're not landing.
Oh! Big right hand, and down goes Quiñones.
And like what I was saying, the head would go down, and sometimes a big overhand right, and Quiñones would leave that head just hanging there sometimes because he got too comfortable.
Going for the desperation takedown.
Oh, man.
Make no mistake, folks, he is rocked, and he is rocked bad.
And keeping those hands up, you see how still he is. But beautiful uppercut hook. The combinations of Castillo are coming now.
Castillo might smell blood. Going for the takedown, though. Surprised he's not keeping on the feet, and it's Quiñones' turn now. In the clinch, throwing vicious knees right up through the center.
Oh, beautiful body, mixing it up.
He's fighting fire with fire, Shorty.
Wow, what an amazing fight.
Can you believe the turnaround? Looked like Quiñones was done.
Oh, man.
And now it's Castillo going for the desperation shot.
And Quiñones just waiting for Castillo to stand up to start throwing those knees. Maybe he'll start mixing it to the body. And we see how he's ready to start throwing to the head. And there you go again.
Beautiful clinch work from the taller fighter in Quiñones.
You know, Quiñones is better inside the clinch. The knees are just dominating that battle, and that's what's getting Castillo to back up now, because it's exhausting to take those knees to the body. It's exhausting to block those knees to the head. But Castillo needs to create some type of break to land those big overhand rights and lefts like he did before.
I think Castillo may have put a little too much into trying to finish Quiñones. You see the popping shots.
Oh, beautiful knees, beautiful elbows. Quinones just going. You hear his corner, finish him, finish him.
He's trying to put everything into this. This is a guy who's used to finishing in the first 2 rounds. He's staying true to form tonight.
Wow. And this is only halfway in the second round.
They are fighting like this is the last round of the fight.
And those knees come straight through the center. Quinones looking at the ref, wondering if it's going to get stopped. Castillo's not taking all those punches, but he's standing still sometimes, and he's not attacking back.
And so far, not a lot of those punches having fight-ending power. Pitter-pat shots, but he's keeping the pressure on. This is a test of both fighters in terms of their heart and conditioning. They are both exhausted.
We see the smart thing with Quinones. Even though it looks like he's in a bad position, he's attacking even with his back against the fence. Those elbows make you rethink everything. And look how close the ref is, too.
Short shots on the side of the head. Now trying to stuff him down. Pushing that head down.
And this is just exhausting by both.
Quinones look at the referee. The referee's like, look, these are not knockout shots. I'm not stopping this right now,
It's a good try. And sometimes you got to do that to ref. Be like, hey, man,
good
can
sell
you get us
job.
a move? Yeah. You know, we're all actors, too. Sometimes we have a poker face, but sometimes like, hey, man, this guy's not doing anything. I want to put on a show. But Castillo's playing it smart. He's trying to recoup, trying to rebuild himself back up.
Surprised referee doesn't break this up very, very soon. Sometimes the shorty can have the reverse effect. And you tell a referee, hey, break this up. He's like, nah, I'm going to let you hang out longer than he would have if you hadn't said anything.
But the hard part for Castillo is he's not in a proper position. His back is really, really bent. He's not really putting too much pressure on Quinones, so he's using a lot more energy than he is really saving. And we see him how he kind of stumbles back. You see how tired he really is, and immediately backing himself up to the fence. With those big looping hands, that's where he gets the most damaging strikes, is in distance.
The problem is those. Oh, beautiful knee coming in. Castillo is hurt. That knocked a mouthpiece right away from him.
And this is a different position. Now he's attacking.
Referee taking a very close look at this one. He is all over Castillo, just 20 seconds left in the round.
And this is the hard part in general. Castillo has his back towards the fence, has his hip on the floor, but Quinones putting the pressure on and throwing strikes. So he can't really do anything offensively besides going for a shot and try to put himself in a better position.
He is trying to hang on. We're in the final few seconds of round 2. Can you believe the back and forth? It looked like Quinones was done, landed power punches, did Castillo, and then he comes back strong, almost finishes Castillo at the end of round 2. Incredible stuff, Shorty.
Wow. And that's the crazy thing. This fight was going back and forth again with Quinones taking that big overhand right, leaving his head, free and up there and getting dropped because of it. But look how he ended the round. This fight's been going back and forth for 2 complete rounds.
Interesting thing is who has the gas for round 3? As I said, Quinones used to finishing fights in the first 2 rounds. When he gets a victory, it tends to be early. Does he have the gas for round 3?
And that's a great thing to point out is Quinones is known, like you said, for the first 2 rounds. He's a very, again, not a wild fighter, but he's very active. That's exhausting, especially going into the 3rd round and seeing how active they've been. But Castillo, I believe, being 0-2 for this fight so far, or possibly at least, he needs to be active and he needs to put on the pressure.
I don't expect Quinones to take his foot off the gas in round 3, but as you said, he's the guy who can afford to take a break. As far as we know, as far as we believe, I think he's ahead 2 rounds to none.
It is a very crazy fight, and again, even though the fight is going back and forth, one punch can end it all, and Castillo has been able to show that.
Landon Quinones in the black trunks taking on Geralbert Castillo in the black, white, and red trunks.
And we see immediately Castillo puts his back, his own self, his own back to the fence.
Could he be wanting a break? Could that be physical fatigue, Shorty?
And that's definitely a telltale sign of he's trying, he's not giving up, but is the effort really there? And that's the hardest part, is he's a warrior. When in doubt, he's always a warrior, but man, he's been through so much damage in this fight, especially after that 2nd round. But Quinones staying nice and calm. Again, cutting his opponent off and just keeping the pressure. Oh, you're moving this way? I'm going to kick this way so that you can move back. And we see how he's now rushing to move to the side. Quinones is playing a very smart fight.
And Castillo looking very, very fatigued. Beautiful job with the kick, knocking him back. Left hand over the top. And that was a big shot for Quinones. His corner yelling he's ready to go.
And he's mixing it up, going to the head, going to the body, faking the shots, and then coming big. Beautiful body, knowing his opponent is tired. This is a really smart game plan.
When you're fatigued, those are the worst shots to take to the gut.
Man.
Diving for the takedown, not going to be able to finish that.
And those are because of the fatigue. That's because of the body shots. Castillo is tired. He's exhausted, but he's not giving up. So he wants to get this fight down to the ground. He wants the punches to end. So he's trying to clinch, but man, it is so hard to do when you got Quinones using his reach and throwing different combinations, high and low.
At this medium range, it's been all Quinones. Now he respects the power of Castillo. We've said before, a wounded animal is dangerous.
He just needs to make sure that he's throwing his strikes, but putting his hands back up, or if not, bringing his head back down instead of leaving it up and getting caught again like he did early in the second round.
Good setups by Quinones, not rushing anything, staying on the outside. Another good left over the top.
Shot.
Oh, do you agree with that moment to put the mouthpiece back in? It looked like he might have had him right there, Shorty.
That's a harder one, and you see Castillo, he's taking advantage of the opportunity, but again, you know, it's the fighter's safety first.
Usually you want to break in the action before you put the mouthpiece back, and Quinones turned away from that very, very disappointed. I think he thought he had Castillo very, very hurt.
But still half the round left, he's pushing the pace and walking forward and mixing up his combinations.
All the confidence, all the momentum right now in favor of Quinones. Look at the feints, hands low.
And the hardest part about someone being tired is you know you have to land a big strike. What's your big strike is usually your backhand or the backside strikes. Besides that front left hook, that was beautiful. Usually they become predictable of winging that big right hand or winging a big kick.
You want that big punch to get back into the fight. The problem is big punches cost you a lot of gas.
Man, Castillo's tough.
Tough as nails. You cannot question the heart of either one of these fighters.
And now officially, you can't question the conditioning of Landon Quinones. He can be as active as he's been this whole fight for all 3 rounds.
Just over a minute left. Castillo incredibly fatigued. Will Quinones put everything into putting him away? That's the question.
Look how he's staying nice and calm. None of these strikes are haymaker strikes, but nice, methodical, just pushing the pace appropriately.
Quinones now on his back. We are under a minute. And Quinones, you could argue doing the smart thing. Getting in guard, staying on top. Only 45 seconds left, Shorty.
He said, why not? I'm dominating this fight. Worst comes to worst, even if I don't tap you out, I'm not in danger for you to possibly land that big one-shot KO. And especially when you got a guy so tired on his back that you know he's not going to be active, and I believe Quinones won that grappling match. Just staying active, you have the confidence here. With 20 seconds left, can he get the finish he's been looking for this entire fight?
One looks like a near side cradle. Interesting move to finish around. And it looks like with 10 seconds left, this fight is going to be long to Quinones.
Oh, it's such an amazing performance by both.
Castillo showing a ton of heart, a ton of chin.
After 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards, and they scored it 29-28, 30-27, 29-28 for your winner. By way of unanimous decision, Landon, the Lone Wolf, Quiñones.
No surprise there. Landon Quiñones is there with Jose Shorty Torres.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Landon Quiñones.
Let's go.
You're gonna fight me in the cage now. All right, so how do you feel getting dropped in that second round? I mean, the first round was so close. I gave you the edge in the first round, but that second round, you got a little comfortable and got caught with the overhand right. How did you recover?
Crazy. Hell yeah, I don't even remember that shit, to be real. That's my first time getting dropped ever, so fuck. I mean, the gym is different, but I'm a striker. You know, I've been through a lot of fucking wars in the gym, and I come from Sensei Roger Crawl, the best striking coach in the world. Brandon Lewis, Chuck Eisen, the best boxing coaches in the world. So I'm just happy I was able to get the job done. I'm definitely winning with the doctor. This kid cracked me, man. I knew he was a fucking beast, but it is what it is. Shout out to my sponsors, JF Addict. Let me try and remember them. Fuck. Yeah. Fake black belts, shout out to fake black belts. Man, I'm having a hard time right now. I'll go around and make a post about it. I'm sure they'll forgive me. Yeah, man. Relax and get results. Oh, wait, I have my shorts.
He's getting it done.
Science, pyramid pools, Cozy Kush printing. Obviously, Sanford MMA. Without Coach G. Jones, Henry Hoof, Sensei Roger Crawl, my boxing coaches like I just mentioned. Also, the Ghost Shed Academy. Asim Zaidi, this man has been a huge improvement in my game for my grappling, and he was the missing piece. I'm happy to have such a great team, and thank you so much, guys. I can't wait to be back in the cage.
It looks like you're ready to go back at it again. So this is the first time that you finished a full fight. How do you feel after a full 3-round, 15-minute fight?
I mean, I've done it as an amateur, and I always push myself in training to the limit because you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable when you're in this sport, and that's what I do. I don't come from an easy background. Coach Sensei Roger Crawl, we spar hard as hell. Sanford, we spar hard as hell. We're legendary for that. You can ask Henry Hoof, see Coach G. Jones, look on Instagram. We go at it. So without my teammates, without my sponsors, without my team, I'm nothing. Also, big shout out to Symmetry Fitness and my coach Ahmed. He made this weight cut very easy, and that's probably the way I was able to be held up after getting dropped like that. That kid's tough. And shout out to Geralbert. I know he'll be back.
And I feel yesterday you were telling me you were dedicating this fight to 2 people. This fight went back and forth. That's definitely one of those performances to dedicate it to.
For sure. I want to dedicate this fight to my buddy Jamie Griffin. He passed away and committed suicide. It was a rough time for all me and all my friends, and I'm happy I was able to win this fight for him in his honor. Also, in the MMA community, a good friend of everybody, Angel Corchado, passed away. He was my teammate at American Top Team when I was over there for a while, and he's always been a good friend to me and a great person in the community, so I'm happy I was able to win this fight for them.
Congratulations, man. Awesome job. Your winner, Landon Quiñones.
An emotional statement.